What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Crystalline. We have found the man in Stonecrest that those orphans were talking about who had been stealing the crystals, and we followed him out to this train car. Let's see how things are going to work out here. Kara, again, puts her finger to her lips, and I nod. Staying low, we sneak towards the train. The windows are all blocked off, but we crouch below them anyways. I can hear muffled voices as I gently press my ear against the train.
Yo, Mr. White!
Jesse, how many times do I have to tell you to call me Heisenberg?
The man speaks softly, but his tone is strict and disapproving.
My bad, but I got some crystals.
Let's see.
There aren't many and they're pretty small. I don't think we'd be able to get much out of them anyway.
It doesn't matter their size. Once we're done cooking them, they'll be exponentially more effective.
I don't know, man. They're tiny. How does that even work?
It's a simple matter of science.
You serious? You can do something like that?
Okay, I've not seen Breaking Bad, but I think this reference is kind of cool.
Indeed.
Yeah, Mr. White! Yeah, science!
Heisenberg.
Oh, right. My bad, yo.
I hear faint clanging of glassware. I wish I could see what they're doing. A sharp snap cracks somewhere from behind me. What was that? I shift out of position to look behind me and see an animal scampering away. As I breathe a sigh of relief, I notice the absence of noise in the train.
What was that?
We're in trouble now. Before I have the chance to get down, one of the windows swing open, and I'm face to face with both of them. The younger man with the beanie, Jesse, stares at me with wild eyes. The second man is much older, maybe the age of his father, and fixes me with an inscrutable stare. He looks surprisingly normal, not like someone who'd get mixed up with something shady. Jesse turns around and darts out of the back exit.
Run!
Mr. White joins him as Kara and I sprint to the other side of the train. Thankfully, Leanna and Zach are already there. Leanna points her blade at them.
Surrender and come with us peacefully.
Jesse looks like he's about to bolt, but Zach fixes his discharger on him.
I wouldn't move if I were you.
Crap, what do we do?
I don't like that. That's ominous.
Why are you laughing at a time like this?
Amelia stands a good distance away, her manipulators glowing. After looking over the older man, she frowns.
The brandy no void.
Oh.
Quite the observation, young miss.
Wait, what? You're a part of Void?
Mr. White merely smiles.
I didn't sign up for this!
Don't be so naive. You think the crystals were just going to magically create more energy?
Your intent was to perform shadow transmutation on the crystals to create tainted spheres.
Again, he doesn't answer.
It appears confrontation is imminent.
Why don't we even up the odds?
I don't like this. With a flash, Mr. White grabs two shady spheres from his belt, similar to the one I saw in Raven's Pass. He throws them to the ground, and a dark smog emits, curling in the air. Leanna reacts first and blasts her wind magic to dissipate the smoke. In its place are two shadow creatures. Their warped appendages are nothing that I recognize, and their long shadow claws come into a sharp point. This is the stuff of nightmares. They stand between us and Mr. White, with Jesse cowering beside him.
Shadow familiars!
This is getting way too crazy for me. I'm out.
I don't think it's a smart idea to move, dude. Jesse breaks into a sprint, and Kara immediately gives chase.
I've got him!
The two of them dash out of sight.
Unfortunately, you've disrupted my work, which means I have to start all over again. So, I'm going to get going.
He channels a spell and starts to run. As he continues to chant the spell, shadows crawl up his legs, threatening to engulf him completely in shadow. We can't let him get away! Leanna looks from the man to the familiars.
As much as I want to go after him, our top priority is to defeat these shadow creatures.
Indeed. Shadow familiars this close in proximity to a city can wreak havoc and incite widespread panic.
They would know better than I, and I trust their instincts. I look back at Heisenberg being swallowed by shadows. Once shadows fade away, he disappears. Zack readies his dischargers, a small smile on his face.
Sounds like a challenge.
My heart races as I draw my blade. This is getting crazy! Minigame will be available in the future. So I'm going to take a moment just to kind of talk what I think is going to be happening here a little bit with the game. It'd be interesting just to have like a reaction-based dodging fighting game, you know, kind of along the lines of a quick time event, just AWSD if possible. But if anything, it could be something just a quick have a list of options of what to go through, which would be cool to see and have that timing of if you really mess up, bad things happen, because as they say in this game, your actions matter. So that'd be interesting to see if you got hit by one of them, what would happen if you don't react fast enough later on down the road. But let's continue on. Win my fight. As Leanna, Zack, and I wear down the Shadow Familiars, Amelia stays out of range, charging her attacks. The magic attacks that she lets loose are far more powerful than ours as it rips chunks out of the shadow creatures. Now I understand why everyone's so impressed when they talk about mage casters.
The hostile shadow familiars have been vanquished.
Da-da-da-da. Leanna's magical glow and the charge of her blade fades as she stops channeling her magic.
We did it!
I smile as I try to catch my breath. Looking around, Leanna, Zack, and Amelia look equally exhausted. They must have gone all out. This battle was no walk in the park, and there were only 2 shadow familiars to fight. Imagine if we had to face an army of them. I shiver at the thought. As we wind down, Amelia and Leanna gather to do one last scan with their manipulators. Zack looks over my way.
Looks like some of that training is finally paying off.
Bite me. Thank you. I'm still mad at you for shooting me that time. I hope to get even stronger. Arigato. I'm still mad at you. I think that one would be kind of a interesting one. I hope to get even stronger. Well, I like that last one right here. Because we do hope to get stronger. We don't want to just be there. I hope to get even stronger. I nod. And I intend to keep training.
Good.
Hey!
Hey, Karo's back. We turn around at the sound of Karo's voice. She waves at us with one hand as she uses the other to drag Jesse back. She plops him down in front of us as he falls ungracefully to the ground. I see that his hands are bound. Kara stands over him, her face grim.
Now, you're going to tell us exactly what you know.
I don't know jack squat. Mr. White was paying me to get crystals, and that's it, yo!
So you were not an accomplice to the shadow transmutation.
I don't even know what the shadow transportation is!
He's a moron.
Transmutation.
Exactly!
We glare at him.
Look, I made a few deliveries to him. The first couple of times he wouldn't tell me what he did, but paid some good coin. But later he said he was going to show me so I could help with his operations. He was going to give solid pay for that too, yo.
I look him up and down. He stares desperately at us, and it's clear to me he's scared. This doesn't seem like the kind of man Void would trust with any kind of responsibilities. I'm inclined to believe he's just looking for some fast cash. Kara seems skeptical, but Amelia and Leanna seem to have come up to the same conclusion I have. Zack crosses his arms.
Better hope the guards believe your story.
Jesse looks like he's about to protest, but sighs instead. I think he realizes there's no chance he's going to escape.
The bag of stolen crystals is in there. He didn't grab it before running out.
Leanna enters the train and returns with a bulging bag, I'm sorry.
Let's go turn him into the guards. They'll take it from here.
Probably the best plan of action. Zach calls Jesse back to his feet and leads him back towards town. Luckily, it's late at night, so very few people walk the street. The few who do give us long stares as we pass. When we arrive at the guard barracks, the person on duty gets to his feet. He looks at Leanna in recognition.
Oh, it's you again.
We found the source of your missing crystals.
Zach pushes Jesse forward and he stumbles into the guard, who grabs a hold of him. The guard eyes him up and down.
It's this guy?
Oh man, it was all 'cause of Void!
Oh, that's the wrong thing to say. The guard stares at him, clearly unconvinced. Never mind.
Uh-huh. Maybe in lockup you'll have time to think up a better story.
I'm telling you the truth, bitch!
I'm gonna hit him. The guard frowns and passes Jesse off to another guard who takes him into the back. Then the guard turns back to us.
Hopefully you won't have any more issues.
The guard grins and looks relieved.
I can't thank you all enough. You have no idea how much of a thorn in my side this has all been.
And it could have been a lot worse too from how it sounds.
As promised, there's a reward for helping us catch the culprit.
He produces a heavy satchel of gold which he hands over to us.
Thanks again for all your help, and I hope you have a safe night.
Thanks.
We leave the guardhouse and equally divvy up the reward money. As everything settles down, the group decides to return to the inn. I'm glad we got to the bottom of things, but I can't help but wonder what will happen to those kids. There's nothing I can do. Share my reward with them. Well, there is something we can do. As much as I want the reward, I kind of want to do the good thing here. I want to be the good guy, because that's what we are. I think I'm going to share my reward with them. You know, I'm not really going to use the money, because if I can find a way back home, what good is it going to be? I'll meet you guys at the inn. I think I forgot something. I slip away before anyone can ask me any questions, and I make my way back to those kids. They were dependent on that crystal money to survive, and I can't sit by and do nothing to help them. I know I don't have much to offer, but maybe giving them a cut of my reward can help tide them over. Quietly, I enter the house so as not to spook the children. As I near the trapdoor, I hear Kara's voice. How did she get here so fast? And what is she doing here? Slowing my steps, I silently creep towards the trapdoor and spy on Kara and the kids.
Here you go, guys. Take this.
Ah, she is a good guy. She hands the oldest boy a fat coin purse. We must have had the same idea about sharing our reward money. The boy silently accepts it, too shocked by the amount of money to even speak.
The man won't be coming for crystals anymore, so use that to help you find a new way to survive.
The boy nods numbly. Some of the younger children huddle together, clearly frightened for their futures. Kara smiles reassuringly.
I know it seems scary, but I promise if you stick together, you'll be fine.
The kids hug each other.
I won't let anything happen to anyone.
Good on you, older orphan.
Good. I know you won't. Take care of yourselves, okay? And stay out of trouble.
Kara turns to leave and I scramble out of sight. She doesn't notice me as she hurries away. It seems like she's got a soft spot for these kids. I better do what I came here to do and get back before people get too suspicious. Hey kids. I go down into the trap room. The oldest boy looks up at me in surprise. Here. I toss him a small bag of my coins, which he fumbles before catching. He looks genuinely surprised, as if he can't believe it's happening.
But why?
If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have caught the bad guys. You kids were a big help.
Really?
He looks at the other children who give him hopeful eyes. Then he grins.
Thank you.
I nod. I should be getting back. Once I return to the upstairs, I hear the children scramble below and a series of excited gasps as they inspect the reward money. Oh, that's a nice touch.
The girl gave us so much!
I've never seen so much money before in my life!
That's adorable.
The boy still gave a lot, though. More than we got from crystals.
Whoa. Just how much money did Kara give? Was it her whole reward? For a treasure hunter, that seems very generous. Maybe there's more to it. I wonder what it could be as I return to the inn and meet up with the rest of the group. As I enter the inn, Leanna looks around.
Where's Kara?
Kara's not back yet? But she left before me. I don't know. I thought she was following everyone back.
I thought so too.
Leanna bites her lip and furrows her brows. I'm sure she'll be back soon. While we wait for Kara to return, we decided to grab something to eat. With all the excitement going on, we forgot about dinner. We get our orders and settle in. Zach and Leanna dig in. Emilia, on the other hand, is quiet as she stares at her plate. Is she okay? Emilia. She looks up at me.
Yes?
Something wrong? She shakes her head.
No. I was pondering about the lab at the Void Hideout, which was used to perform shadow transmutations.
What exactly is that? I'll pass on the exposition. I want to know, what is that? I've been meaning to ask, what is this shadow transmutation you were talking about earlier?
It is the process in which shadow energy is merged with a crystal containing another form of elemental energy.
Ah.
This fusion causes an overwhelming surge of energy to spawn, which consequently destabilizes the crystal and causes the shadow energy to become uncontrollable and very dangerous. This is what we refer to as a tainted sphere, like the one the treasurer used in Raven Pass, and what was used to summon the shadow familiars.
It didn't seem uncontrollable when they used it, though.
Perhaps not those times. However, as it is destabilized sphere, the energy is unpredictable. It's possible it will cast properly, but equally possible it will implode upon itself at any time, which would be fatal to the mage in possession of it.
Brutal.
That's a best-case scenario. Imagine if one of those crystals went off and spawned a shadow familiar in the middle of town.
That'd be bad.
That's why shadow transmutation has been outlawed, even before the Treaty of Asaria.
I thought you said all use of shadow magic was banned.
Yes, but there were legitimate users of shadow magic before the war.
You lost me.
Shadow magic is not innately harmful. It was originally used in non-destructive ways, just like any other element. That being said, a group of practitioners abused the usage of shadow magic, which revealed just how dangerous it can be when used in such a manner. That is what caused the eventual war in Assyria and the subsequent banning of shadow magic.
All because one person decided to be stupid with it. And that group was Void?
Correct.
Things are starting to make a little more sense. But I'm still not sure I understand it all.
It's just a little troublesome to think that there was someone performing shadow transmutation just on the outskirts of Stonecrest, and with a lot of crystals too.
Even though Void was defeated, it wasn't completely wiped out, and their remaining members have just been laying low.
Amelia and Leanna nod. The conversation lulls as we think about what was said. We finish the rest of our food in silence. By the time we finish up our meals, Kara returns, finally.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I met up with my contact and he came through. He said that there's some adventurer who's been talking about one of those high concentrations of energy. He's at Hearth Point right now, but probably won't be staying for too long. We should head there in the morning and see what he knows.
What's the guy's name?
Arton Hunt.
Zack shrugs. I guess he doesn't know him.
It might sound like just a rumor, but there's always a grain of truth in a rumor. At the very least, we should be able to get a clue or two.
And clues are good. Leanna nods.
Okay, tomorrow we'll head for Hearth Point.
Yes, we shall. Amelia nods. I yawn widely. Tonight, though, I'm ready for bed. The team murmurs their agreement, and we all turn in early. It's been a long day, and that fight really took it out of me. After getting ready, I climb into bed and immediately fall into a deep sleep. The next morning, I wake up with a wide yawn, and we'll continue on to get our lead for Hearth Point. Next time, I will end the episode here. As always, if you did enjoy the video, let me know by hitting the like button down below or leaving a comment. If you're new to the channel, unleash your power by hitting the subscribe button down below today as well, and I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.